Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Diamonds and Washi. My name is Katie, and what I have here today is a belated sneak peek, or you could call it a first look unboxing, of a kit that came out recently from Diamond Art Club. This is called Mothman by the artist Anastasia, and as always, I do want to give a disclaimer and a bit of an apology up front that this is out of stock, but I will have it linked below if you want to sign up for a back in stock notification email. You can add it to your wish list as well. I actually highly recommend doing both these things since the company DAC uses this to determine when and how many of these kits to restock from what they've said. But hopefully this is still a fun video to get a look at what this kit looks like. Maybe it's one that you have on the way and you still want to get a peek at what the canvas and special drills are going to be, or you don't want to open yours and this lets you still get a look at what this kit is. And you can also look in Destash Groups. So with that really long disclaimer, let's just get right into it. This is a pretty big kit. It's 65 by 91.8 centimeters, and I was really enjoying seeing the reactions to this one. A lot of people really excited for such a unique piece. It is a little bit outside of my typical wheelhouse, so if you're looking at this video going, Katie, what is this? It was an interesting week for releases, and I'm just super grateful that I get to share sneak peeks from DAC, and that includes ones that are outside of my usual, like this one, which I thought was still really interesting and unique. So 76 colors, maybe a little bit more than I would have expected actually. 1 AB, 4 fairy dust, and like 96,000 diamonds in this one. There's some info about how to diamond paint on the back, which I will also have some beginner videos linked below if you would like to take a look there for some demos and tutorials that can walk you through getting into the craft. Kit contents, we're going to go through all of that together in this video. And also there is a sticker at the bottom that tells you what this kit is, which is for me just very practical. I store my diamond paintings stacked on shelves in my garage, so being able to just look at the end of the box and tell what the kit is actually very helpful. So it's one of those little things. Now, if you are brand new to DAC and thinking of making your very first purchase, whether it's a future restock of this kit or other kits that they have in stock now on the website, I do have a 20% off discount code you're welcome to use. It's just my name, Katie, Katie, and the number 20. That is an affiliate code, so I may make a small commission if you choose to use it. That said, you know, there's no pressure whatsoever. There's other discount codes out there. I always just suggest making use of some sort of discount code so you're not paying full price, but thank you, of course, if you do choose to use it. Okay, let's take a look at DAC's toolkit, which I feel like they have some nice upgrades from your standard run-of-the-mill diamond painting toolkit, and we'll talk about it here. So first up, this is their twist and pick pen. It is more ergonomic and has a bit more to it than your standard run-of-the-mill diamond painting pen, and yeah, it's a little bit bigger. It also comes preloaded with a clear wax, and you just twist it and the wax will start coming out the end like you see there. If you run out of the wax that's been preloaded into that, they give you some extra wax, the clear wax. They also give you some of their classic pink heart wax that you could use if you wanted. There's a multi-placer on the other end. They put a 4-placer in here. It is removable, and they give you a 7-placer if you want to swap that in. I'll have some multi-placing videos in the description below if you want some how-tos on that as well. Baggies, you can store some of your leftover diamonds in these, and then my favorite easily of the toolkit upgrades has to be the tray. I like that these are so much bigger than a basic tray, like as big as your hand really, and they come with a removable stopper, which is nice, and a sliding lid. I do like to multi-place, so being able to have a tray that's big enough that lets me multi-place easily is really handy. Yeah, and those are also stackable, and so if you wanted to kit up into them, you totally could. Let's see what our treasure quest card is and take a look at our stickers. All right, so we've got a bronze treasure quest card. These treasure quest cards, really quick. This is part of a secondary rewards program and is just a fun collectible. These all have a rank. This is bronze. If you get this kit, you're likely to get bronze. That's the most common rank of card. But there's also silver, gold, and black, and it's a possibility that you could get one of those instead. Once you get different combinations of the different ranks of cards, you can redeem them for things like gift cards or a custom diamond painting. There's a code here that when you scratch off, you get to it, and there's the treasure quest part of the website. I have a video for that too. I have lots of videos that you'll see below. On the inside of this envelope, there's a lot of helpful info. I just want to point out the Facebook group and the mobile app. Then we're going to take a look at our colors and sticker labels. First, there's a look at the original artwork. It really is super, super unique. I wonder if there will be more cryptids that we'll see come out. Here's our color palette. So yeah, lots of reds in the mix, along with some, grays and browns. Now, these are a set of pre-cut sticker labels. So if you're kitting up your diamonds, you can just peel these and you're ready to go. They put their special drills at the end. So these are all DMC codes. Comes from the DMC brand of floss, like in cross stitch. Most diamond painting companies will use this color code system. And then we've got Z, those are our fairy dust colors. AB, that's going to be our AB. And then 6000s range colors are colors that exist outside of the DMC. Those are colors that DAC has created to fill gaps in the DMC color code system. DAC, DMC, are you keeping track of the differences? Sorry. Since Diamond Art Club makes all their diamonds in-house, they're able to do that. And there's a couple of color families in the DMC system that are kind of lacking, like purples, blues, that kind of thing. So by creating colors to fill those gaps, they can match the original artwork more closely. All right, let's unroll this and take a look. This is big. Oh my gosh. Mothman. Oh my gosh, I'm also looking at all the textured confetti in the background too. This is a heck of a kit. She's so cool. I bet there are special drills in her glasses, if I had to guess. We'll get there though. Obviously, I can't fit this whole thing in frame. So if you would like, take a look at the screen. I will pop up a picture of the whole canvas in frame so you can see her and Mothman in all of their glory. Now let's go on a tour of the features of the kit. This is especially for those of you that are newer to Diamond Art Club and not familiar with what they do with their kits, what they offer. So branding and all that good stuff at the top. Canvas material. I find it to be pretty thick and to have a nice weight to it. I like diamond painting on it. I don't really have any complaints. It's really soft on the back. We've also got a thick plastic cover with perforated sections and poured glue. And if you want to use these sections, you can just give it a tug and it will split and you can work within those sections. We've got legends at the top left as well as over at the bottom right. A big canvas like this, I'm definitely going to suggest making use of the sticker labels so you don't have to travel to the legend every time you want to check a symbol to grab a color. Here we've got a thumbnail, the title, the size, and of course, copyright. This piece is legally licensed from the artist. That means that Diamond Art Club has their permission to use this artwork as a diamond painting and is compensating them for it as well. This is the case with all of their kits. Discount code, socials, sorry, it really wants to focus on her face in the background. And then your kit does come with a lifetime warranty. As long as you're the original owner and purchaser of your kit, you're covered under that lifetime warranty, which includes things like if you were to run out of a drill color, if you run into any issues, you can contact customer support and they can take you from there. Like I mentioned when I first unrolled this canvas, I immediately noticed that there seems to be a lot of confetti in this piece. Very, very, very confetti heavy. Confetti is where you have a lot of color changes in a small area. Sometimes it almost looks like literal confetti. When you have a lot of confetti, typically what that means is that you're going to be doing more single placing and changing the color out in your tray more often, so it's going to take longer. The opposite of confetti is color blocking, which there's a small example of right here. So we have a block of this same symbol in this area here. You'll be able to multi-place. You'll have that color in your tray for a bit longer, so that will probably go a little bit faster. But on the whole, this is absolutely a confetti heavy canvas from what I am seeing. Sorry, I've got all my windows open because it's just such a gorgeous day outside, so the birds are, apologies if they're very loud. I've got some color blocking in the background over here, so that is nice. Here's a look at her face up close. I love it. Very vintagey. It fits the whole sort of vibe and theme of cryptids. Seriously, such a unique piece that I feel like we don't have a lot in this art style from Diamond Art Club. All right, let's measure it just to make sure we are true to size. And we usually are. I just like to double check because, every once in a while I'll run into like a minor error or something. We're at about 92 centimeters that way. We're listed as 91.8. And then this way we're at about 65, and we're listed as 65 on the nose. So we are true to size on this one, you guys. Let's go ahead and pull out the diamonds. big old pack of diamonds. There is a sticker on here that tells you what kit these go with, just in case you store them separate from the canvas. All right. Wish me luck with packing these back up later, because those were really wrapped in there. Okay, so lots of neutrals, grays, browns, that kind of thing. Now these are square diamonds, and oh, there's static in there too. If you run into static, you see how the drills are kind of clinging and popping all over the bag. Dryer sheets will be your best friend. I would highly recommend having some handy when you go to kit up these diamonds. What I like to do is to have a big open dryer sheet in front of me, and when I cut open the bag, I pour the diamonds straight into that open dryer sheet, kind of sift them around a little bit, and then make a little funnel with the dryer sheet to pour them into the storage container. If you're having trouble even getting them out of the bag, you can also kind of try to breathe into the bag with the kind of warm breath you'd use to fog up a mirror or something like that. Here's our first special drill. It's an AB. I think it's our only AB in this kit, if I remember right. So AB stands for Aurora Borealis. These ones get their name from the Northern Lights. They have a very sparkly and shimmery iridescent coating that is really going to draw your eye to the areas that has been charted. Grab some of the colors of the diamonds around it and definitely enhance the painting. So we've got that taupe AB, and then we add a few fairy dust colors that we'll see once we get to those. Now, Diamond Art Club square drills, I personally find to be really, really nice quality. I feel like they're some of the best quality squares on the market. They don't tend to have a lot of trash, and they tend to be very consistent in terms of size and shape, which since square drills sit flush next to each other on all sides, that's really important. If there's little tabs sticking off the sides, or if they're not consistent in size and shape, it's going to cause a headache. Here's our next special drill. It's our first fairy dust diamond. Now I'm using natural lighting today. It is the middle of the day, so I have a hard time showing the fairy dust coating when I have this kind of lighting, even when I try to imitate my normal evening filming setup. But fairy dust diamonds have a subtle shimmery coating. You can kind of see it there. The light's grabbing it a little bit. A subtle shimmery coating that gives it a pearlescent sheen. So this is definitely a more subtle effect than ABs are, but still is going to stand out from regular diamonds. Let's see if this one shows up a little more easily. The fairy dust coating a little bit better than the white. You could see that sparkle. So we have Z3042. And then, all right, so sometimes you will have multiple bags of one DMC code. That is normal. These are not in DMC order. They're roughly in order of weight or the amount of diamonds that there are. Our next fairy dust color is this off-white, Z739, another one that is hard to get to show on camera, but it's there. And then we have this cherry red Z666. My guess is, I mean, there's only red in Mothman's eyes and the gal's glasses, so we'll see exactly where that one goes. I love the red special drill though. Yeah, here's where all the red is. It's just the smallest amounts. And then, oh, there's some in this strand too. Do we have one more special drill, or that might have been the end? We'll take a look, of course. And it doesn't seem like there's generally a ton of special drills in this kit, so we'll see if it's, yeah, that's the end. We'll see if it's tricky to find where they are. That said, I'm gonna look ahead of you. I'm gonna just briefly pause the clip here, and I'm gonna find where these special drills go. That way I am not making you wait for me painstakingly, so I will be right back. So just as a refresher, we had that taupe colored AB, there's a decent sized bag of. Then for fairy dust, we had a small bag of red fairy dust. Then we had an off-white, I might call it a really light beige fairy dust, a taupe fairy dust, and a white fairy dust. So we're gonna start down here. First things first, Mothman's eyes are red fairy dust, so that's easy. Our taupe AB is going to be this light colored spot throughout the moth's wings all the way around. There's little kind of color blocked sections, so if I show you up close, it's this little arrow with a line through it. So that's our AB, so that's all through the moth's wings. Then our taupe fairy dust color is also in part of the moth's wings. It's there's a particular brown shade that kind of swirls in a few spots. There's a line of it here. there, just a few there, just a little bit of extra sparkle up here in the moth swings. And then we have a little bit of the taupe AB up here, kind of more towards the moth's head. There's a couple. Now in Mothman, we had some of the taupe fairy dust color. It's this light color in his wings. Here, there, and actually up here too. There's a few lines of it. I didn't see any of the taupe AB in Mothman over here, just some of the taupe fairy dust. But I think that works. And then moving on up, again, keeping in mind, there's not a ton of these special drills in the mix. There's a little patch of the taupe fairy dust right here. And then this brown color in the sign is the taupe fairy dust. It's this line kind of going around. It's this particular brown color kind of going through the middle. A little bit of sparkle there. Okay. And then that, I called it off-white when we were looking at it. It's either off-white or a really, really, really light beige fairy dust color is here in her collar. It looks almost yellow. Yeah, it's that yellowy looking color in camera. So a little bit of shimmer in her collar, as well as some of the taupe AB right next to it in this area. And then that really, really light beige or ivory or off-white fairy dust is this light color on the camera, these two spots. Then we have some of the taupe AB right here. And then in her glasses, we do have some of the cherry red fairy dust color, which otherwise we've only seen in Mothman's eyes. So it's one of the darker red colors in her glasses, giving them a nice extra shimmer. We also finally have some of the white fairy dust for the first time. So this patch of white right here is white fairy dust. And then the white streaks in her hair, the highlights, I love that. That's white fairy dust. These in her bangs too. There's a little patch of the, a couple lines of the taupe fairy dust over here in her hair. And I was looking to see if maybe I missed any other special drills in her hair, but I don't think I did. Or maybe in the camera. Did I say? Yeah, I said taupe AB. There's a patch of it right here. Yeah, I think that is most of them. I'm pretty sure that I missed some, but hopefully that still gives you at least a decent idea of where some of these special drills are going to go. So that is a look at Mothman from Diamond Art Club and Anastasia Berry. I apologize that this was late. Diamond Art Club has mentioned how they've been affected by some shipping delays, issues at customs and whatnot. A lot of the stuff they've been putting out lately has been a pre-sale with always check and see. They will put like estimated shipping dates on there, sometimes with a bigger window of time. And so this one though, it was late, but it, you know, if you ordered it, hopefully it has shipped. Then again, if you order multiple kits and in one order, and one of those kits is a pre-sale with a later expected shipping date, they will typically hold your whole order until everything is in and then ship it out. Just as an FYI. But yes, like I mentioned at the beginning, if this is a kit that you missed out on and you are really hoping that they will restock, I will have a link below to the listing. I strongly recommend signing up for a back in stock notification email, as well as adding it to your wish list, because these are numbers that DAC has said that they look at when they're figuring out which kits to restock and how much and that sort of thing. I am really sorry that I didn't have this on time, and I still hope that this video was enjoyable. As I'm filming this, we're in the midst of Diamond Art Club's big anniversary event where previews are going up. I'm actually about to film a sneak peek that did come on time for that I'm excited about and we'll be sharing soon. And that said, if you want to make sure you don't miss out on all of that fun, where they're dropping 100 new kits for their anniversary drop, please subscribe to my channel. I'll be doing a live stream with my friend Lindsay as a countdown to the anniversary drop on Friday evening. It should be a lot of fun, and I would love to have you here. But even if this isn't necessarily your jam, I do a lot of diamond painting videos here, including unboxings and reviews from a variety of different companies. I do how-tos and tutorials, which you'll see a lot of those linked in the description below, like I mentioned. And then I also do weekly whip and chats if you want some company while you're crafting. Either way though, friends, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're doing very well. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and happy crafting. I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.